Okay, so going on with almost to the end of the row here. Well, this is Robert Stewart. Robert, how are you?
Hey, how's it going, Henry? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell us what you're showing off to the people that came here.
Today I am showing off my book, Afterburner. And Afterburner is a science fiction graphic novel, kind of in the vein of, I don't know if you ever remember the show Firefly.
I do.
Yeah, Firefly and X-Files.
Yeah.
So if you took a mashup of Firefly and X-Files and had Wally Wood draw it, then you would get my vision of Afterburner.
I think you just got all of them describing it like that.
So yeah, that's my vision of what Afterburner is. That's the grounding foundation of the book. And one of the great things about Afterburner is that it is a team book about regular Joes like me and you, you know, that get put into extraordinary situations, and they have to kind of work their way through it without any kind of superpowers.
Yeah.
And so that's the main theme behind Afterburner, is that whole theme of teamwork, because in order to beat all of these whatever monsters or crazy science fiction projects going wild, in order to beat these things, they don't have any powers, so they have to work together as a team and use their resources and their brain power and a little bit of trickery
Yeah.
to get the job done.
Yeah. So it is like you and me. Like how would we get through that if we were faced with that?
Right.
Yeah. So is this the first issue or what?
Yes, we've got 3 issues out now. We've got issue number 1, of course, which I call the Polysonic Blues. In my spare time, I also do a little time with music and a blues band. So music has a big influence on what I do in the books. Issue 2 is the Tachyon Shuffle. Once again, shuffle.
Yeah.
Going in with that whole music theme.
Yeah.
And issue number 3, which I'm going to be very proud of, it's coming out just latest issue, the Spice Queen's Gambit. So another running theme with all the books is the use of femme fatales. I grew up.
I was going to say that. Yeah, actually, I noticed that.
Yeah, I grew up watching, all the old film noir movies. Double Indemnity and things like that.
Yeah.
And so all of that kind of gets combined and mashed up into this whole sci-fi quasi-superhero world, and that's the whole theme of the Afterburner.
Yeah, it's, again, you call it sci-fi, but again, it's not. I mean, to you, what makes it sci-fi?
To me, what makes it sci-fi is that.
Well, I'll say that before you answer. I say that only because when you think sci-fi, you automatically think, oh, it's got to be set in space. It's got to have aliens. It's got to have lightsabers, maybe things like that. But for you, it's not superpowers. It's not aliens. It's not. So to you, what makes it sci-fi?
To me, what makes it sci-fi is the fact that the basis of the world that these heroes, or these trying to be heroes, the basis of the world that they live in is pretty much like the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
But there's all of these elements that have a connection to science, but I guess what it's called now is alternate science. Things like
fringe science.
Yeah, fringe science.
Had to get that in.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. One of the characters says that the sun isn't a nuclear event. He says that it's a plasma event, and that's something from the electric universe theory.
Yeah.
And so it's science, but not quite what we can consider traditional science. And when I think of science fiction, those are the things that I think of, not necessarily Star Wars or Star Trek, which I do love, but the things that are just outside of our vision.
Yeah.
To me, that's science fiction.
Yeah, I like that. See, and I know our audience at this point. I know they want it. So where besides Flying Colors, where can they find it?
You can find Afterburner here at Flying Colors, and if I can plug the great Escapist Comics over in Berkeley, my pals down at Space Cat Comics in San Jose, and Dr. Games and Mr. Comics in Oakland.
Yeah. Cool store, actually. I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can they find it anywhere online or?
Online, you can go for the digital copies on Amazon. So there are digital copies on Amazon also. So if you want to read it on your iPad or something like that, you can do that also.
You just search for Afterburner.
Just search for Afterburner on Amazon. Afterburner: Tales of the Cool and the Wicked, and it'll come up.
Okay, so that's where it is. Because I know all of you guys, you love good sci-fi, and you just heard it. It is fringe sci-fi, so even better. And he gets it. You heard how he explained it, so he knows what he's talking about. So, Robert, thanks a lot. Wish you the best of luck with everything.
Thank you very much.